Episode 6. We're here with Miss Pinky Patel. Hotmessexpress Pinky style. Okay, so this woman is basically my inspiration. She's hilarious, she's poignant, she's super intelligent. I had so much fun speaking with her, and by this recording, she now has over 2 million subscribers. So congratulations, Pinky. I told you you'd get there before the end of April, and you did. I'm so proud to be able to show you guys this episode. We talked about everything and anything, as per most of the interviews that I've been doing in the past, because I just love talking to all of these great guests on this show. So strap in, have a listen, take a watch, however you are consuming this. Thank you again, and let's roll that sexy intro. Hello, my name is Rebecca Lee Perry. I am the host of Human Coffee Podcast. I am here with the amazing, illustrious Pinky Patel. I am so excited to have this woman on here. It is like a dream come true because like she's such an inspiration to me as an artist and as a creative. But what I love about her is that she's herself in everything that she does. So Miss Pinky Patel, I'm going to tell a couple of things about you to our lovely listeners and hopefully viewers, hopefully both. You have 1.7 million followers on TikTok as of what I checked last night. I think it was like a week ago, it was like 1.1. You are just climbing really quickly. You are a content creator, a comedian, a wife, a mother to both human children and fur children. Hashtag nacho. And you love the color pink. And you wear a crown that demonstrates the aura that you have of the crown on your head at all times. So, now that I've embarrassed you fully, I just wanted to, let people know, who you are and how great of a person you are. You're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, and you're also on Facebook, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
All right.
YouTube. I'm
And
kind of
YouTube.
everywhere. I try to keep up with it all, but obviously I do the best I can.
Dude, trying to keep all the balls in the air with social media now is just like I can't even. Like it's I'm trying to just even keep the podcast up along with TikTok and all that kind of stuff. So let me jump right in really quickly. So something I'm trying to remember to ask everyone when we jump in. Number one, what are your pronouns?
He, she, her.
Okay.
I don't like personally. I don't care if you call me a guy. I don't care. It's whatever makes you comfortable because I know I can be a little aggressive. So it's like,
that's okay.
yeah, she, her. If somebody really needs to know, like if that's the I need to know, it's she, her.
Okay. And I always ask just because I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and saying the right thing, because a lot of times I catch myself saying the wrong thing. So I always ask. Okay, so we'll just jump in and talk about first TikTok, obviously, because that's where obviously you're at almost 2 million followers. Why did you start a TikTok?
I'm gonna try to keep it a short story, but it kind of but hey, right? You said we're just going here, back and forth. So in December 2019 December, I started to do this like random thought of the day on Facebook. Now up until then, I only really had Facebook so I can share pictures of my kids with my mom and my brother who are still living in Connecticut. So it was a way just to share pictures without having to email or like snail mail them to her. So she can see them instantaneously. And I mean, I think everybody can tell I'm the joker of the group. I'm the one that's always trying to make people laugh. So I was always that Facebook person, the comedian, if you will, like posting memes, nothing really like too personal. And then 2019 December, I started to do this random thought of the day because one of my friends was actually like, you should just post it and see what people think. And I'm like, really? People don't care about my random thoughts. And she's like, I think they would. So it was actually one of my good friends who got me down that journey of just posting something, right? And then it morphed into, we ended up in a pandemic in lockdown last year, and I ended up turning those random thought of the days into vlogs. And so I would just turn my camera on while I'm working and just kind of diarrhea of the mouth, if you will. I just started talking, and there was nothing, like, sometimes there was a rhyme and reason, other times it wasn't, and it was always like my observations of what's going on in the house, like how our whole lives had changed. You know, a lot of people were doing that because it was something so different a year ago. Yeah. And just like everybody else, in March, you know, I had downloaded the TikTok app because I was like, I'm getting bored sitting in the house, not being able to do anything. And yeah, and I think I went on it for like not even 10 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this ADD stuff. I just can't. These 60-second videos, and I can't dance, and I can't sing. So why am I even here? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm in the wrong sandbox. And so I deleted the app. I got rid of it because I was like, I can't do this. Like, my mind is already crazy. I can't add something. And I thought, you know, TikTok stemmed from Musical.ly, which was all about music and dancing. And we've seen me dancing. It's not happening. This body does not know how to dance. It is not graceful. And so in the summer of last year, my friends started sharing comedy stuff from TikTok. And I was like, wait a minute, what? People are doing comedy things on TikTok? I thought it was just for dancing and singing. And then, so my like group of friends here in town, my mom group, they were like, yeah, you should take some of your vlogs and just like clip them and start posting and see what happens. And so I did that in October, and now here we are.
Here we are. Wow, that's amazing. And I think, well, the thing is like, do you feel that TikTok has given you a different facet of creativity, like in regards to the rest of your life, like an outlet maybe?
Yeah, I feel like there's, you know, I mean, there's nothing on TikTok that I wouldn't say to a friend in person, or even to, like, you know, roommate number one. My forever PP. There's nothing like, there's no, I say the same stuff online as I would in real life to somebody. So when people leave comments like, oh, I wish we could go to the bar and hang out, or I wish we could be friends, or I wish this, I'm like, do you really? Because I'm a lot to handle. Like, 60 seconds is pretty good, but once you get me going for 6 hours, like, I have a whole group of 11 friends that could probably tell you I get it as annoying as hell. Like, I'm that one, like, I'm the happy drunk. I'm the one that like wants to talk to everybody, and you have to like drag me away. And so there's really, like, I mean, it's good because, you know, I do have, it's kind of the same as a vlog, right? You have something to like kind of let your thoughts out. But I don't really follow too many trends because I can't do them. Like, I can't lip sync. I already tried that. I can't lip sync. I tried dancing. I can't do that. We all know that. And so there's a lot of stuff that, like, there's a reason why I don't do the trends. And if I do, I make them really silly, is because I know myself, I can't dance. Like the one I posted yesterday, I can't dance.
That was amazing,
so
by the way.
It's okay that you laugh at me, you know, like, look at my face. My face is telling you I know I can't dance. So, you know, and so...
Well, I mean, you know, honestly, it's the eye of the beholder. I feel like the last one that you just posted of, I don't understand that dance. Like, I don't know if it's just, is it supposed to be just for men, or I have no idea. But you pulled it off pretty good based off the other ones that I saw. So, hey, man, don't knock yourself down. So try it.
I have to be really selective of what dances I do, because it has to be ones where, like, you know, my body is not doing too much, like, jerking around, because I am getting older, and so I need to. That's why there was stretching involved beforehand. Like,
those are for real. Those weren't for comedy.
No, they weren't. So, but, like, and I mean, a lot of my friends, the reason, you know, they kept pushing me to like get into social media more with my comedy and stuff is because whenever, like, where you're talking or I'm texting or whatever, it's all relatable stuff, you know, it's stuff that like people want to say, but they're too scared to say it. Like, I have that one video about leg tops. Like, I literally have leg tops. I have no butt. I've said I've had leg tops for the longest time. And when people hear that, they're just like, what do you mean leg tops? And then I have to do a demonstration. It gets really personal. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I just have the top of legs and then my back. That's what it is. But like, the amount of people that told me how much they love that video is because they have the same, they don't have an ass either, you know? And I'm just like, there's no point in like being ashamed of it. That's how I was built. Like, if I hate every aspect of my body, I'm gonna be miserable for the rest of my life. So
that's right. I mean, it's so funny because I think it's funny how everyone has a word for it, like
Yeah.
leg tops or like what's the other one?
No ass at
Concave
all or something
ass.
like that.
Yeah, something. And I've heard it so now like everyone knows what that means. There's nothing there. It's just legs and a back. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
right. I mean, do I wish that was the front part of me? Absolutely. I wish like I could switch my belly and my butt. Absolutely. But I know I look like a doctor, but I'm not a doctor. Like
So, oh God, this interview is going to go off the rails very quickly. So my next question is, so we can move along because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about.
sure.
Your first viral video, do you remember it?
Oh yeah, it was I was teaching that guy, it's captioned porno. That was my very first viral video. Of course, it was called porno. And I had stitched this guy who was asking why ladies go to the bathroom after doing the nasty. And I was like, do you understand what happens when we do the nasty, quote unquote? We walk like a penguin and ducker, ducker, ducker to the bathroom because we have to clean everything up. Like, come on now. But again, it's relatable. How many of us, after doing the deed, have penguin walk to the bathroom because we don't need stuff coming down our like?
That's right.
But no one wants to talk about it, you know. So I'll talk about it for everybody. I don't care.
So what is it like? So I assume I've never had a viral anything. Hopefully, fingers crossed that'll change. But I'm sure it's like inundated with ridiculous amounts of comments, crazy people, and also people who are like, you're hilarious and awesome. And then you have to go back and I assume a reply and do all those different things. Like, what is it like to have something that goes viral and then all of a sudden you're just like everywhere?
Um, it's kind of surreal just because you don't think like, you know, there was this audio where they were like, if I took 500,000 people and put them in a stadium, this is what they would look like, and that's the number of followers that creator had. And so it's like, to put it in perspective, I have to constantly look up cities that have the same amount of people as I do followers so I can like relate.
Wow.
You know, because like you see a number on your screen and you're like, whatever, it's not, it doesn't register that it's that many people. But then when you're like, Pinky, that's the size of the city of Chicago. You're like, oh, hot damn, Chicago's huge. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that's how my brain works. And so
Yeah.
I'm constantly like, so going to videos and I try really hard to like reply, like read all the comments at a bare minimum, like the comments. But sometimes I can't keep up with the amount of comments that are coming in on videos because some videos do really well and they just go viral within 24 hours and some kind of just slowly pick up speed or whatever. So between all platforms, I try to respond, like I said, bare minimum, like your comment so you know that I saw it and that I appreciated it. Because I know what it's like as somebody who also is a fan, right? Like I have a lot of people that I follow and maybe not like a whole mess of people, but there's a reason for that. But I have people I follow and when they acknowledge that I commented on their video, it makes me feel good. Like, oh, they saw my comment. That's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I try. I know I'm not the best, but I try.
So when you're doing your whatever content is, whether it's you as Usha or whether it's like, I love the parkour series, keep doing that. That's amazing. But you know, when you're doing your content and then do you, in your mind, you're just like, okay, this I feel like will really work as far as like keeping the content going, creating a video that does well and, you know, continues to grow your basically career now. I mean, like we're at a point now where you could definitely turn this into a career. You know, is that something that you think about when you're making your content?
No.
No.
I
Wow.
I just think of it as, you know, if I have good days and I have ideas, I create, and if not, I'll see what I can stitch or duet, and if I have a good response, like I do it because like whenever I'm thinking of doing anything, any sort of video, it's, will it make people laugh?
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. It's never, or will it make me laugh? First off, will it, if I don't laugh at it, then I don't post it. That's my thing. If I'm gonna laugh at it, then at least I know I made one person happy, even if that one person is me.
Yeah.
So it's always, will it make somebody laugh? Will it make will somebody get a kick out of it? I never look at like the other side of, oh, some people are going to hate this and whatever. There's always going to be haters out there. I can't really fix that part. If it helps my career, that's great. But I never think of, oh, doing this type of video is totally going to get me 1 million likes and 1 million views, and that's why I'm posting it. I have videos that I posted a video the other day, and it's only at like 50,000 views, and I was like, all right, whatever. I can't. I don't know. I don't want to get into that that hole of only creating because I only want everything to be successful. Like that's not real.
Right.
You're going to have highs and lows in whatever you decide to do in life. And so I feel like I'm at that age where if I can't handle a video not going like amazingly well, then maybe I shouldn't be in this game. I still have a day job, you know what I mean? Which a lot of people don't realize. Like I still have a day job. I still have my 9 to 5. Like they see videos and sometimes they'll see a lot of my videos on their FYP, but they don't realize I didn't create all those videos in that one day. Like TikTok recirculates videos. And so, you could be seeing a video from February and you don't know because it doesn't tell you what the original post date was. And it drives me crazy because then I go into comments and I'm like, oh, I don't want to comment now. It's like 3 months later. They might think I'm a stalker. Because you get that, we're so trained with that with like Facebook and Instagram of don't comment or like photos from a long time ago because people will think you're stalking them. Like that's how I grew up. You know what I mean? Like that's how we 100%. Grew up in the social. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, I like that video. Now he's gonna know that I was stalking his page.
Yeah. It was like from 3 years ago, and you're just like, or you accidentally like on Instagram. Yeah, you double tap, and I'm just like, no, I need to undo that. And it's just like, well, now they know I'm crazy.
Now they know I'm stalking them.
I'm stalking them, and like I'm a crazy stalker. So so what I love about a couple of the videos that you've done with where you're playing your parents, and you talk about what your parents wanted you to be versus what you wanted to be. You wanted to be an actress and work in Hollywood. That is all true, yes?
Yeah, those a good majority of the skits I do where my parents are involved, and those are actually they're based off of true events. There's like some people can't believe that they're true, and I'm like, no, you didn't grow up in this type of a household, so that's why it's hard for you to believe that. But yeah, when I told my mom I wanted to be an actress, she was like, I already know what you're going to be. Shut up. And that was it. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
Same, Pinky. Hashtag same. That's why I was like, I gotta ask her this question because I felt the same pain as well. It's but it's and I always think it's like it's a different time. Like you grew up at a different time, a different type of household, a different culture. Like I grew up in a household where I was just like, you're going to go to school and you're going to do something that's going to make you money so that you can go. And that is not acting. That is not anything that has to do with the arts. No. That is something that, doctor, lawyer, attorney, engineer, like that's where it's going to be. So, but now we're in 2021 and we had to choose.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if my, roommate number 2 and 3 were like, oh, I want to be in show business, I'll be like, okay, show me what you can do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell them no, because that's fine, and it's true. Like the one thing that, and there's a lot of I have a whole process of writing the scripts and all that stuff. And there's a lot that I haven't filmed yet, but a lot of it is, one of the biggest statements that's been said throughout my whole entire adolescent life is we didn't move to America so you could fuck up. We moved to America to give you a better education. And I'm sure that's the same with any person of Mexican family, Indian family, Pakistani family, any family, you know what I mean? We moved to this country so that you can have better education. So you're not just going to throw that away by becoming an actress. Does it suck? Absolutely, because look at all this that was wasted. I could have been so famous, I'll just do it now in my later life.
Years ago, yeah.
Look, Betty White's 1 million years old. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna live to be 1 million, so I got a long time.
That's right. And so when okay, so I just want to run me through your life very quickly. So I assume that you wanted to go. Did you immediately want to go into comedy, or was it just I just wanted to act?
I just wanted to act. I just wanted to be in front of the screen. I just the whole in my mind, in my young adolescent mind, it was taking pretend and getting paid for it. That's what it was. And that's what acting is, right? It's pretending to be somebody you're not and getting paid for it. And I was like, I'm good at that. Let's do it. So it was never like a comedy thing. I think I've gotten a couple of questions like in my comments, and again, I try to keep up, but not doing the best job of it. But I've gotten a couple of comments where they're just asking, have you always been this funny, or did it come later in life? And I think I have, but it was more like I was private about it. Like only my really close friends and family had seen it, because growing up in the 80s and 90s, what was social media, right? There was no like, I didn't have MySpace. My parents were like, what? You don't need that.
Absolutely. What's that? You're only on the computer to do calculator work. That's it.
Exactly. And to write your papers. That's it.
That's it.
So, yeah. So it's all good.
Well, I mean, I think it's awesome because I don't know. As a younger person, I used to think my parents were so unfair. They didn't let me express myself. I'm an artist at heart, all those things. And then now as an adult, a lot of times I'm like, I'm thankful that I went through what I went through, because it has made me discover what I really am good at, what I love doing, what I'm really passionate about. Because I think a lot of times too, it's like, it's kind of a balance. Like, I don't have any children, but I assume it's a lot of balancing of like, not just exposing yourself and being intimate and understanding what you like, but also understanding what you don't like. And it's interesting. Like, I'm not saying my parents did the perfect job. I'm just saying that like I'm trying to be thankful and have a lot of gratitude. That's what I'm trying to do without being like, what the fuck. So
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, with having my own kids now, I can like be like, Mom, Dad, you shouldn't have said that kind of stuff, because you're lucky that I have a strong mind and it didn't really affect me negatively. Maybe it did. Maybe that's why we're in this position that we are with all these crazy skits and stuff.
That was material. No, that was material. You were prepping for material.
I was prepping for material my whole life.
Yeah.
But like, just I can take like those experiences. My husband can take the experiences he had with his parents. He's, we were both born in India. We moved here when we were young, and so we were raised here in America. So it's like first generation, right? And so we were always that translator for our parents. Him more because his parents really don't speak English too well. Me less because my dad did speak English and stuff. So, but it's just we can say, okay, well, our parents did this. We're gonna try not to do that. So like, having a high schooler, we're like, okay, what are you interested in? What do you feel like you want to do the rest of your life? Can we like start thinking about that, so that you're doing it for the rest of your life. We don't want you to hate your job. Like, let's figure this stuff out now while
so that at 50 or 60, you're not like, what am I doing with my life? Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, with everyone that I interview, I send out that form. I don't know if you remember, you took it a long time ago because we were trying to get this scheduled for a very long time. That's neither here nor there. But on that form, you had said there's something you really were interested in talking about, which was mental health and postpartum. It was something that I felt like I definitely wanted to touch on a little bit. And so for you, do you feel as if and we're trying to be as tying all the loose ends, do you feel it's like TikTok is a form of mental health help for you or for people who are watching your content?
I think at this point in my life, it's helping people who are watching my content, and a lot of them will tell me, they'll be like, I was having a really bad day and I came across your TikTok or I come to your page specifically because I know you'll be able to like lift me up because and make me laugh and stuff. And so I kind of wish I had something like that when I was going through postpartum depression 14 years ago. Like, I wish I had some sort of, even if it was like a Facebook like group, of women who were going through postpartum depression. But at that point, people still aren't really open about it. They still don't really want to talk about it. They don't want to seek help for it. And I think that's why, going back to your earlier question, do I create content because I know it's going to go viral or not? I do it because it helps all those people who are going through depression and who are going through like, you know, chemotherapy and stuff like that. And they tell me, like, they tell me in the comments, they're like, you know, I watch your videos when I sit here in the hospital going through chemo, and it helps me get through it because it makes me feel so sick. Like, and I'm just like, don't make me cry right now. I'm about to go to bed. Like, you know, like, but it makes me feel good. And that's the reason why I keep creating the content that I do. Like, that's the reason why I make myself look like an asshole and a fool on camera, because if it makes somebody laugh and it gets them out of their depression, then I'm here for that.
And that one of the reasons why I also want to talk about is because I have, which we've talked about off camera, but there's a lot of things that I went through in the past couple of years which have put me in a very tough place in life. And definitely that was one of the reasons why I contacted you, because like you put a smile on my face during those times I was just like laying in bed like crying myself to sleep, and I like got on TikTok, I was scrolling and I found you, and you know, now I'm just like every day I'm just like I wonder what Pinky said. So like I literally you know, it is definitely something that, I mean, TikTok can be something of many things, right? It can be just something that you just waste your time doing for 18 hours a day. It can be something that provides food on your table, but it can also be something that helps you, you know, with your mental health, whether it is just a laugh, whether it's something you want to cry about, whether it's a connection that you have with somebody else that's gone through something similar. Um, and what I love about your content is that you strike people from all walks of life. And so like you said just a second ago, it's like people who are going through chemotherapy, or someone who's like on the other side of the world listening to what you have to say about having sex and walking to the bathroom. Like it is so connecting in a way that is hilarious, but also very it's almost like you're a family member that I don't know. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Like emotionally, like I'm just like, I know you nothing about you, right? But I just feel like I know a lot about you based off of the funny things that have so many truths behind it. So, you know, for you, you know, is mental health one of the things that you personally are very, very passionate about when it comes to, because I mean, the stuff that you talk about, a lot of it has to do with mental health. Like almost all of it does,
Yeah.
like in some form or fashion.
No, I am, like, especially, and it's not just to be like because I'm Indian, but it really is, like, especially in the Indian community, and it's really a taboo subject. It's as if, let's take us back to like the 1940s. Like, that's how taboo it is. Like, you can't even talk to, like, when I was going through that. And I obviously I love my mother, right? That's why I mimic her. It's because I feel like we have a good relationship. Um, but if I had talked to her about it when I was going through it, she would have just told me to get over it. Like, that's the response I would have gotten from her. And it's not because she's just being insensitive, it's she doesn't know how to handle it, you know? Like, there's a lot of Indian people even to this day who don't know how to handle mental health. And it's like, well, your physical health is not the only thing that makes up your body. Your mental health and your physical health, like, it's both of those together. And you could be in the best shape of your life, you could be a bodybuilder, but if you're mentally, like, if you're depressed, you're not 100%. And the same, like, and it's, you know, you could mentally, you could be the best person in the world, happy go lucky, nothing ever bothers you, but if you're overweight and your blood work shows that you're going to have problems later on, you're not 100%, you know? Like, it's the body is made up of two things, and we focus so much on physical health and not enough on mental. And that's in all communities, right? Like, no matter what community you live in, it's a lot harder in the Indian community to talk about it. And so that's why I'm like, I've always told nieces and nephews and cousins, if you ever need to talk about mental health, you can come to me, because I've been through it. Like, I don't see it as a taboo subject, because we need to start talking about that. We need to normalize it. And so, like, you know, I see videos on TikTok, let's normalize this, let's normalize this. And I'm just in my head, I'm like, let's normalize mental health, because we're all just like, you know, what's the suicide rate?
Like it
what's
don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, that has to be part of it, not just, you know, let's be physically fit as well. No, mental and physical, both. It has to be both.
Why do you think that, and you'll have to educate me on the subject because I have no idea. Why do you think that within Indian culture, it definitely is something that's not talked about? Do you have an idea as to why? I know so I'm African American and my mother's Korean, definitely on both sides. nothing, get over it, keep walking. Like that's it. You're standing, you're fine.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like within the Indian culture that it's not as talked about and dealt with?
And this has to do with more like the older Indian community versus like people my age and younger, because we're kind of people who grew up outside of India, outside of the villages or whatever. They have a more open mind in regards to this. But the older Indian community, it's all about they're really prideful people. Like they don't want to show anybody their weaknesses. They don't, even when it comes to physical health, like even if it's something as simple as, oh, I have to take cholesterol medicine, they don't want anybody to know. They're really prideful people. And so you throw mental problems into that, and that's not something that blood work can show, right? That's not something that an X-ray can show, or like a CAT scan can show that. Like that is just something going on in your head. And so because it can't be proven, there's no test that you can take to say, yep, you for sure have high cholesterol, or you for sure have high blood pressure. There's nothing that can prove that you do have a mental problem. It kind of goes, it's all about being prideful, and it's a shame, and I hate that. But again, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like it's really hard to do that. And so I guess like my goal is to make sure the younger Indian population knows that, there's resources out there for you for mental health, for physical health. Like you don't have to, like there's a lot of older Indian people that they've never had a physical in their life, because they're like, I've never felt bad. Why do I need to go get a physical? It's like, just because you've never felt bad, that doesn't mean you don't have high cholesterol. I've seen the food you eat. You probably have high cholesterol. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because you don't feel bad, that doesn't mean you don't have like diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure. Or you can, maybe you have a heart problem, you don't even know it because you thought it was just too hot outside and you couldn't handle the heat. Like that's the kind of mentality they have. And so it's just, I guess it's our job to kind of teach people our age and younger, no, you need to do a better job taking care of yourself. And it's not about pride. Like, and social media is helping with that, like they can see all these other groups of people that are having the same struggles as them. And so even if you don't create content, even if you don't comment, maybe you're just a lurker and you just watch videos, right? Like there's all these different types of people on social media. But if you can see at least 10 videos on your feed of people dealing with mental illness or depression or, trying to get healthier, then you'll know you're not alone. And so it kind of opens up that conversation for them.
So do your parents watch your content?
My mom, so in January, I actually went to go visit her because she had kind of health issues, and I was like, maybe I should go to kind of lift her spirits and stuff. So I took like a quick 4-day weekend to go see her. And I showed her my videos where I was impersonating her, and I recorded it. It's on TikTok. I recorded it, and she was just like, she was talking to me as if she was on a FaceTime call. And she's like, like she was having a conversation with my tablet. She's like, okay, yeah, oh no, okay, bye. Like I was like, what just happened? Like, do you know what you just saw? She's like, no. So even though she has a grown-ass daughter and a grown-ass son, and her daughter has 2 grown-ass kids, she still is giving me the quintessential mom answer of, okay, I don't care. Like,
dang, because my next question was going to be like, does she see you talking about mental health, and like, has that affected her at all? None?
No. It like, I told her a couple of weeks ago, like when I actually hit 1 million followers, I called her, and because people send me DMs on Instagram and Facebook all the time, and so it's basically strangers coming up to you, right? Like imagine a stranger coming up to you at a grocery store and saying, "Hey, oh my God, I love you." You're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet, so I'm hoping that like if it ever does happen, that people approach me with caution and not just like come at me like super fast, because I'll be like, I'm gonna karate chop you so fast. I know, Usha Kwando, you better get away. But like, I called her just to be like, if a stranger comes up to you in town, don't don't engage with them because I don't know if somebody would come up to her if they knew her name was Usha. Like, that's her name, you know, like I didn't make up a name for her. I'm like, you're a grown ass woman, whatever. And so she was like, what? You're famous? I was like, I mean, I don't really know, but people tell me I can say that I'm famous, so I'm just telling you that I'm famous, and to be careful when you go out grocery shopping. If a stranger comes up to you, walk away from them really fast. Like, don't answer their. If they're like, "Are you Usha?" Don't say yes and then start a conversation with them. Like, don't do that. And she's like, "Wait, you're famous?" Like, she couldn't get it. She couldn't get it through her head.
Yes,
so I was
Mom.
like, how about this, Mom? Just don't leave your house. She's like, okay, I won't leave my house. So we're good. She hasn't left her house since.
And so when you get to like 2 to 5 to 10 million followers, she's going to be like, I remember you telling me that you're famous. I guess it's true.
Well, people ask my brother more because sometimes I wear my brother's apparel because he owns some businesses back in Connecticut. And so I didn't even think about it. I just wear it because it's like loungewear. We just wear his like apparel, And apparently people have been coming up to him and be like, wait a minute, are you the Stay Fresh owner? Do you have a sister in Illinois? And he's like, yes, that's her. She's my sister. They're like, oh, your sister's so famous. She's got so many followers. And he's just like, I know. Like, he hates it.
Dude, that is free advertising. You better be taking a cut every time you wear that shirt. I'm telling you now.
I'm like, are you wearing my merch? Because I'm wearing your merch. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, I think that it's awesome to hear because, like, a lot of times people, when they get, I believe that, like, whether you are not famous or you are famous, eventually the truth about who you are comes out, right? So, it's good to see that, like, you're not just the person that you portray on TikTok, but you're your own person. And I think that's awesome because, like, people can be so ridiculous. But, okay, so I'm not going to keep you on too long. It's already been 35 minutes. I have so many questions for you.
It's okay. So, I mean, I don't really have anywhere to go, so.
Okay. So my next question is about the crowns. I want to transition to the crowns because the one you're wearing is immaculate. It's so nice. Two, that one is a question about it. And two, do you go out in public like that? Like with the crown that you have on like right now?
I haven't worn this one in public. I did wear one of my other of the 9. I wore like a lower key one, like nothing as like, fancy. And somebody came and I did a video on that. It was one, I think it's labeled Grocery Day because I always have Grocery Day stories, and so Grocery Chronicles is what I call them.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
and so I did, and this Mexican woman at Walmart asked me, she's like, "Esto quinceañera?" I was like, gray hair. I don't know how to say gray in Spanish. I was about to be like, Blanco. Why would you ask me that? My hair is in a messy bun. I'm wearing loungewear. Like, I'm wearing sweatpants. So I've only worn it once. I probably will wear it like periodically just to see what kind of reaction I get. I should wear the really big one that I have that I just recently got to see what would happen. I bet that one or this one would cause a lot of like, what is going on over there?
People may actually, they're like, she's royalty. Should we be bowing? Like, what? She's out here.
I mean, you can. Yeah. I won't stop you. I mean, if that makes you happy, sure.
I'm only here to serve people. That's my job. So obviously I saw your last couple of TikToks that you talked about, where it all started, like in your wedding photos and, so what made you go from, because the first video I saw you in, you were not wearing a crown. It was all about the chapstick.
It's still about the chapstick.
Still about man. First of all, you need to start making your own chapstick. But I know from previous conversations I've heard you on that like people send you pounds and pounds of chapstick. So probably you don't ever have to make your own in your life. But, what made you transition to be like? Because honestly, like you need to be wearing crowns every time you're on TikTok. Like doing parkour in a crown. Like it's amazing.
Well, so it kind of started with, I follow one of my friends on TikTok is Mama Kelly, and she's amazing. She's in Texas. She just, just talks to the camera just like I do. And she started wearing her crowns on video, and I was like, oh my god, I want one. Can I get one? And I even asked her, because I was like, is it okay if I get one and wear it in my videos? Like, I didn't want people to be like, you're happy. Like, I hate that. It's like, can you calm down, please? Okay, like, it doesn't matter even if I didn't ask her. Like, it's not like she doesn't have a monopoly on crowns.
There's no
like,
trademark on crowns. Yeah,
I know. It's like, relax. And so, she even responded. She's like, "Girl, I don't care what you do. You do what you need to do to make yourself feel amazing." And I was like, "That's the people we need in our life." Like, and we're friends. Like, we're really good friends now. We text each other and all that good stuff. But so I started wearing the mini crown. I don't even. It's here somewhere. I swear. Oh, here it is. So I started wearing this one because this is all I had. I was like, I'll give it a shot, see if people like it, whatever. And I think it's hilarious because it's like something so pretty in a messy bun. And it's just like the two put together. It's just, that's my life. Like, I love pretty things. I like, my nails are always done, but I look ratchet as hell all the time. Like, that's my aesthetic. Ratchetness is my aesthetic. And so
ratchetness with the crowd.
Yeah. So I started wearing this one, and I wore it in one video, and I think it was that video caption porno where I was telling that guy, don't ask these stupid questions if you don't want the answers. Like, this is why, because it's just shooting down my leg, whatever. And people were like, you need a bigger crown. And then they started sending me crowns. Like,
wow.
This was the first crown I ever got in the mail. This one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that week I got 4 crowns, and every time I opened one, I just kept getting more and more giddy. And I was like, oh, this is amazing! My voice got higher and higher every time I opened one. It was like...
So is that the biggest one you have? Is that one?
No, the biggest one I have is...
Oh my gosh.
So the biggest one I have is this one, the one I recently got.
Oh my god. So for people who are listening to this thing is like almost bigger than her head. Like, it's cute. It's beautiful.
Like, I can see through it as if I'm in jail. Like, maybe I could wear it like a
oh,
you know, like...
God. That's amazing. It's so big.
It is. And then, so like, I have a total of 10, but then so I have this one, which is like,
oh, that's pretty too.
It's like a rose gold pink, and I love anything rose gold and pink, and so I wear this one a lot. But I have 2 of these, and so I actually have 10, but I only wear 9 because I'm saving the other one like this in case this breaks. Like, I'm like,
you're like scared. You know what you need? You need to get a case for your crowns and just have like a separate case for each one.
I know. I need to like do something back there with all this stuff and
have a little pillow for each one.
I know. They're like, why, ma'am, why are you buying so many pillows? No, your damn business. I got reasons.
How do roommate 2 and 3 think about your crowns and like how you wear them in the house?
I don't really wear them outside of this room too much if I don't need to, just because I'm so terrified I'm going to break them. I'm really clumsy. Like, I'm extremely clumsy. And so I'm always scared that it's going to fall off. So like, sometimes you'll see in my videos, like, I don't move too much. And that's just because it's like perched on my head perfectly. Yeah. So like,
I'm like, move.
I'm doing the robot. It is, whatever, it's fine. But like, when they see it, or like, because down here, my office is in the basement, and so down here is where I film a good majority of my videos, and that's just because we're really private people. Like, we don't like to show our house and stuff. Yeah. And so if I'm doing a video and I have my glasses on, my bindi on, and my crown, I have to go to the bathroom, I'll just go, and they'll just do a double take. They'll be like, "What? Oh, mom's making a video. Okay." They're okay now, but that's because I think now the whole family is involved, because I have so many followers, because I have I have to talk to my husband about a lot of things, like what collaborations I'm going to do, stuff like that. So I feel like we probably talk about social media stuff for at least like half an hour to an hour every day, just because I need help making decisions, like I can't just like make all the some like people will be emailing me about like working with them and all this stuff, and you'd be amazed at what lingo I know now. It's insane. What are your terms and conditions? What am I getting? What? Like, yeah,
oh
it's
my
crazy.
God. Jeez. Well, I mean,
yeah,
you need to make that bank. So I'm all for it. It is a lot of work, honestly. Like, what you need to do is invest in like a little administrative assistant to do all that crap for you. And you just like delegate and be like, with your crown on, just be like, yes, no, maybe so. We'll talk about it later. Like that's
no, I think like we're looking into like hiring either a manager or like a talent agent or somebody that can help with that kind of stuff, because we're out of our element, and I'm just like, I would like to make this something more than just what it is now, which in my mind it's a hobby, which I know it's like, really? It's a hobby? Oh, maybe it's not really a hobby. I don't know. I can't really say I'm a full-time content creator, because like there are like people think I'm on TikTok all day, every day, and I'm not, because
we put out so much content. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I try to put out 5 videos a day, and I don't think people really understand that making the videos themselves, because I don't dance, right? So I don't have to like practice any dance moves. I don't lip sync, so I don't have to sit here and memorize script. Like, I don't do those things that are time consuming. I basically, like, the only thing that's really time consuming for all of my videos is the skits, because I have to like do a lot of pausing and all that stuff, and then clipping them together and adding subtitles. The subtitles is what takes the longest in all of my videos.
Really? But they have the automatic caption.
That's only available to some people. It hasn't been rolled out to everybody.
What?
I know.
So do you have a iPhone or a Samsung?
I have a Samsung. I know.
I don't know if I think you've heard of the Captions app, right?
I have, and I've tried to use that because that's the first thing I tried. But I mean, I don't add the captions manually. I use a website that has like the AI. Yeah, they have the AI functionality, and I can, do the different colors for who's speaking and all that, and kind of override what I want to. Because I'm like, well, closed captioning is for people who can't hear, right? And so if you can't hear me, then you don't know that I'm saying words incorrectly, and it's not that funny. And so that's why I type things incorrectly, because that's how, like, I type things phonetically, because closed captions are for people who can't hear. And so,
I never thought about it. Like, that's true, because you oh my gosh, that's got to be so difficult, especially for even putting that into the AI, because you're trying to say something different and also trying to type something different. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The AI, like, it picks it up. The website's pretty good. It picks it up, like, what I'm saying, and then I can go in and override it. And it's gotten to the point where it doesn't even give me the squiggly line underneath telling me it's wrong. It's like, this bitch just wants to spell everything wrong, so I'm gonna let her spell it wrong.
Just do whatever. Yeah.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm like, you finally realize, like, my text messaging, like, the autocorrect, like, this woman does not know how to spell this. It's going to be DHIS from now on. I don't care. Like, this one. Yeah, this one. But that's what takes the longest. And then, like downloading it afterwards, so that I can upload it onto TikTok or whatever. The closed captioning is what takes the longest out of all the things.
Wow. That's crazy. But it makes sense now, because I'm just like, you're trying to say one thing, and then like physically with your mouth, and then you're trying to type another thing, which is not a word a lot of times, which is so awesome. Just jumping in, I hope you're loving this interview we're doing with Miss Pinky. She is phenomenal. She's hilarious. I wish I had actually spoken to her. I think we ended up talking for about an hour and a half, and I wish we could have talked more, which hopefully, Miss Pinky, if you're watching this or listening to this, you will definitely come back and we can talk for forever. And hopefully, people who are listening to this or watching this will want to come back for that, because I had so much fun. The reason I'm jumping in, as I've jumped in the past, is, I'd love for you guys to, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Rebecca Lee Perry, which is me, my name. Follow us on TikTok. It's at Human Coffee Podcast. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Rebecca Lee Perry, for both of those, for my handles. And honestly, like, I'd love to make this podcast into something that is like super professional. Like I want to have a studio and I want to have, the ability to fly people in. And, I have really big ambitions for this thing and I think it's got some legs, but I can't do it without help. So if you enjoyed this podcast, whether listening to it or watching it on YouTube, please consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/human coffee. Just to, follow us on our journey and help build us up. I'm thinking of not even going to sponsors and just going this as a support only podcast. We may transition over to sponsors, I'm not sure yet, but right now I'm at the point where I'd love to get new equipment, find an editor, do all that kind of stuff, and hopefully we can get to the point where we are a working machine. So if you feel so inclined, I would love to expand this podcast into something awesome. So please, I'd love for, to bring you guys on this journey, and I'd love to hopefully interact with you guys on the social medias that I just told you about. And hopefully, you guys would be willing to give me feedback as well. I want to make this thing as best as I can. And hopefully, in the next couple of months, we can definitely change this towards something that is... I have so many ideas, but I can't do that without help. So please, if you feel so inclined, I would really appreciate it. So we definitely got off track because I wanted to talk about your crowns, because I know you had told me before we started recording that you actually have a discount code. Yes?
Yes. So I'm finally working with Sweet V jewelry company. They do like really amazing costume jewelry and then crowns like this one. This is one of theirs. So I have a link and a discount code in the direct me link in both TikTok and in Instagram, so that people can just click on it and go to all the crowns that the discount code would apply to. So, and they're pretty like, yeah, Sweet V has a pretty like affordable crown. So I feel like if you really like wanted to, you could get a $20 crown and then use the 10% off. And at the end of the day, with shipping and handling, it ends up being $20. And it's like a nice gift to yourself, to make you feel good. So
we're gonna have like 1.7 million people walking around with crowns.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be, people's dogs are gonna be having crowns. It's gonna be ridiculous.
That's amazing.
So I'll put all the information in the show notes just so that everybody can reach you, and all your information, obviously TikTok, Insta, Facebook, and YouTube as well. So I'm going to also talk about another thing that was in the form that I'd sent you. Like, what is one thing that you'd like for people to know, like your audience and people that, are watching your TikToks? And you had said, and I'm using this as quotes, take everything for face value. Oftentimes I find people tend to internalize things they hear people say when those things weren't even meant for them. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, just, I'm not only like a content creator, I'm also a content viewer, right? So I'll scroll through my FYP page or just my following page. I kind of bounce back and forth between the two. And this goes like for anything across social media, whatever platform you're in. Like, you can't assume that whatever the person on screen is saying is directed towards you. And the only reason why I have that mentality is because you never know what the person creating this content is going through. You have no idea what hardships they have. They could be posting, even if it's a YouTube video and it's 20 minutes long, that's just 20 minutes that we see. We don't know what else is going on in their life. We have no idea. We like to think we do, but we only know a little bit about them, and so if you really feel that they're directing their video towards you or their message towards you, then you need to take that conversation offline. Like, send a direct message to them, figure out how to do that so that you can have a one-on-one conversation with them. A lot of times, like, I'll go into these videos, whatever's posted online, and I'll read the comments, just to kind of be like, are people being mean to this person? Because it's really wrong. They shouldn't be mean to them. And I'm just like, you're going through something right now in your life and you're taking it out on this person. Like, unless the video is blatantly like beating the shit out of a dog or something like that. Like, I'm not talking about those type of videos where they're blatantly being racist or they're blatantly being violent and stuff. Like, I'm hoping those get taken down immediately, but we all know they don't, right? They slip through the cracks all the time. Yeah. But I'm talking about if somebody wakes up and says, I hate it when boys do this. Does every single boy have to comment and be like, I don't do that. I don't do that. She's not talking about you then, is she? Right. She's not talking, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I wake up and I'm like, you know what? The money that you make from social media is not really all that great. Why are you going to come in and comment when you don't even like try to make money off of social media? Like, it doesn't apply to you. What they're saying, what they're saying does not apply to you. Not all men are like that. Then don't comment then. Like, she's not talking about you. Okay, she's talking about something. Even whoever it is, they are talking about an experience they had in their life and they want to get it off their chest because they want to just move on with their life. Let them do that. Don't make it about you. Like, when you take things that people are posting on social media and make it about you, you decided to do that when you woke up that day. You woke up and said, I'm going to get offended by everything that I hear today. Like, that's the unconscious decision you made that morning. And it's like, if you go through life like that, you're going to be miserable. You're going to get offended by everything everybody says and you're going to be miserable. And it's not just social media. Like, I deal with this at work all the time. Like, just because you're having a bad day in your marriage, that doesn't mean that you get to bring it into work. But because I'm a bigger person, I'm going to understand you probably have other things going on in your life right now, which is making you act snarky towards me. I'm not going to take it personally. 9 out of 10, that diffuses the situation and we move on. Because I didn't like buy in to what they're trying to do. You know, it's like they're having a bad day, so they're projecting it on me. And I use that same mentality with comments and everything like that. Like, that's why you'll never see me comment or reply to comments that are negative on my content. Like, I never will.
Yeah.
Because I do once in a while, and the only reason is because I don't want people to think that I'm a doormat, because I like to have fun. I don't want them to think that they can just leave nasty comments on my videos and then just like ghost away. Because you're not going to bully me, you know. Like, there've been a lot of, and kind of the ratio is pretty good. It's for every like 100,000 good comments I get one bad comment. So I don't waste energy on that. I just don't. And I've gotten to the point where a lot of my followers just do it for me. They're just like, what are you talking about? She's not even trying to be mean. You're just being sensitive. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to leave this one alone right now. Like, I'm the biggest. Yeah, like, I'm the biggest person who my thinking on life is, especially when it comes to like, you know, the LGBT community, transsexual, whatever. You love who you love. That's it. 100%. That's what, if my sons, I have 2 sons, if they both, you know, after they got older or whatever, they really thought about it, if they were like, you know what, I haven't felt like myself ever, I feel I want to become a woman, I'd be like, okay, did you do your research? Did you, like, I would help them out. I don't care. You love who you love. You are who you want to be. It's fine. But somebody in one of my videos were like, you know, when you say lady guy and guy lady, it really sounds transphobic. And I was like, please explain to me how that sounds transphobic, because them is actually a lady and a guy. They just don't like either one. Like, and I can guarantee you, my mom does not know the word them. That is not in her vocabulary. It just isn't. Like, with English being a second language, and she doesn't mean anything by it. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say you woke up this morning and decided to be offended by everything. And I even directed this person. I was like, you know what? I think you should go back a couple months to that video where I posted about you love who you love and I don't care. Like, you know, if a loved one, if a family member, if somebody that is in my life is going through this and they're having hardships and they're saying they're getting bullied because of who they love, yeah, I'll be there for them. But a lot of times we don't take care of our own people and we're always worried about other people's struggles. It's like, let's take care of our own people first. Let's take care of our own families first and make sure our own families are 100% good, you know?
Yeah, because it goes outward. Like, once you help community on the inside, then you can go and help community on the outside 100%. Right. So for you, you know, I'm kind of tying it to what we just talked about, to what the next steps are. I've listened to a couple, I think either 1 or 2 of other podcasts you were on, and you are looking into getting your own stand up and, you know, doing some work on that. So obviously you can't tell us everything what's going on because stuff is in the works, but do you feel as if like the work that you'll be talking about within that realm will be very similar or the same, or are you going to be changing your topics, or is it something that you feel like it's more intimate as far as the jokes are concerned?
No, so like when they had asked me, where do I want to go, like what my next steps are, I definitely wanted to try stand up because I feel like I have more than enough material to do stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So more than enough to do like open mic night, 10 minutes, not even a big deal. And I don't think it would be any different. It would just be longer versions of my TikToks because we all know I bitch about it. 60 seconds is not enough for this mind to ramble. Like, and I think that's why a lot of people have like I've in the recent months gotten a lot more followers or subscribers on YouTube because of that, because those are a lot longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and in my YouTube videos, I go in and out with the
Mm-hmm.
accent and stuff, and that's what I'm like in my daily life, like at work, at home, with my friends. I go in and out of the accent all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just I know what people find funny, so why would I not use that to my advantage, right? Like
Right.
if I could do more physical humor and not kill myself, I probably would do more physical humor. You know what I mean? Like I have to also like preserve myself. So that's why I jump onto beanbags for hardcore.
I literally, I know this is so like out of, it's a side note, but like I literally, it's a very intimate thing. I was on my toilet, I was on TikTok, and that video came up, and you jumped off the wall, fell like dead center on that beanbag. I laughed so hard, I nearly dropped the phone in the toilet. Like I was laughing so hard, and I was like, this woman is ridiculous. She is so freaking funny. Like, and it was
I
just
don't
like, and it's
care.
just cut. It's just so funny. Yeah, exactly. You do stuff with no abandon. You're just like, we're doing this. Let's do it. Roll the camera. Roommate number two, and let's go. Like
That was literally two takes, and that's the only reason I did it twice is because he stopped recording before I could say okay bye. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's the tagline. That's the hook. Okay bye. You can't stop before that. Like what's wrong with you? I need a new cameraman.
Someone's becoming a diva. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, but
like, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, people ask all the time in my comments, like especially videos that are hilarious. They're like, tell me you didn't, like, how did you even do this without laughing? And I'm like, it's one and done. Like when I'm doing it myself, I record it once and it is done. I put it out there.
Oh my gosh.
The only time I laugh is when I have a cameraman because they're my kids and they laugh.
Because it's hilarious. Like to see your mom fly up to a wall and hit against it, jump off of it, and fall into a beanbag. Like that's my dream, to see my mother do that. Are you kidding me? Like, and now it's on video. Like they could pull it up at any time in their life. So, you're making dreams come true on so many different levels.
Apparently.
So do your kids, like, I assume everybody now, your family knows you have like this many followers and stuff. Are your kids like, Mom, I want to be a part of it. Like, I want to help videotape you more, or anything like that. Or they're just like, that's Mom's thing. If she calls me to ask her to do something, I'll do it. But like, cause I mean, you've got to be freaking hilarious when you're at home, I'm sure. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky, but yeah, I'm pretty freaking hilarious. I'm just gonna own it. I'm not gonna try to deny it. I mean, I'm pretty humble, but it's getting ridiculous. I'm famous. I'm hilarious. We know this. It's fine. No, they know. So like, whenever my younger son hears me talk like grandma, because that's what he said, because basically it's his grandmother, right? So whenever he hears me talking like her, and he sees the phone in my hand, he will stop talking because he knows that like they are not, and we've said this from the beginning, my husband and I, they are not to be on the camera side of the phone ever, just because there's a lot of crazy people out there, and we don't, we got to be safety first, stranger danger. And so I don't mind if they help me like record videos. I don't mind if their voice is in the background, because like their voice to me is not as like as much of an identifier as their faces, right? Like if I and that works for a lot of people. I've seen videos where there's a lot of families, they do like a whole family thing, but that works for them. Like, right. I'm not saying that that's horrible. They shouldn't do that. I'm not going to judge you because that, again, it's not my life. Like, but for me and for my husband, there's a reason why the only roommate that ever comes on screen is Nacho, and that's because he's a dog and he's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna really steal him. It is what it is, and like even when I posted the wedding pictures yesterday, some people were like, we want to see your husband, and I was like, no. Some people are ballsy.
That's the thing with content creators. When you get a big following, people just think that they own you and your content, and they're just like, do this, do that, make more videos about this, do that, like show us your kids. And I'm just like, dude, just enjoy the content. Like, just be here for the content and support these people. Like, calm down.
I get tagged in a lot of videos where they want me to do a reaction, and I know what kind of reaction they're looking for, and I'm like, I'm not going to get all like lusty and all that. That's not me. Like, I feel uncomfortable doing that. Like even with my husband, I'm like, I'm like exactly. Like, okay. Like, and he'll be the first one to tell you, like, I'm not that, like, oh, sexy. Like, my sexy face is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And so they want me to like say all these like raunchy things, and I mean the most I'll do is like I'll just keep popping my eyebrows and licking my upper lip, and I hope you're good with that. Like, that's why, like, in some of the recent ones, I'm like, you want to share my clowns? Like, that's really what I would do if a hot ass man came up to me. I'd be like, do you want some popcorn? Because like, I'm so awkward. It's not even.
Well, this is the thing. Is like, I'm just going against exactly what I just said 5 minutes ago. I was like, I love your reaction videos because it's exactly what nobody expects you to do. So everyone's expecting you to do that, oh my gosh, you're so hot, but you're just like, you want some crowns? Do you need some popcorn? Do you need a towel to cover up? Like so many things you say. I'm just like, it's so hilarious, but also feeds into your aesthetic of who you are because you're being yourself. You're not like pandering to the crowd. So,
like, people couldn't believe that I was answering that guy's questions, the one that was wearing the crown in the bun. And I was just like, wow, he's asking questions? All right, let's do this. Let's go into my house. Yeah, I'm working right now. Like, that's what came to my head because that's what I would do. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're so sexy. Like, if I did, that's what I would sound like. Like, I should do a video like that where I'm just nasally and just like gross.
If you want
it. Yeah, so... That's my life.
Hey man, I love it. I think the thing is that like it takes a lot to, make content and all that kind of stuff. But also like to be yourself. Like there's so many there's a lot of people that have tens of millions of followers that I've seen on TikTok. Forget TikTok, even on YouTube that you can tell they're doing it for views. They're not doing it because that's who they are. And it's so sad because great, like you made like a bomb go off in your house and like there's bubbles everywhere, but like why? Like
who's gonna clean that up?
Right, exactly.
Like when my roommates came down here and showered me with confetti during the 1 million celebration, I was like, now who's gonna clean this up now? Mom, that's who's gonna clean it up.
So when you get to 2 million followers, you're just like, we're all going to like put everything in a bag and like shake it up and not open it so you don't have to clean it up.
We're gonna go outside because paper is recyclable and we can use it as mulch, and so we're gonna do it outside.
Because I am not cleaning this up. I'm at 2 million followers. I am important now.
On my floor right now. There's still crap on my carpet because I couldn't vacuum it out, and that was a month ago.
Yeah, I mean, at 2 million followers, you can tell people, be like, look, like, I don't clean stuff up anymore. Like, this is where we start cutting it off.
I don't think that's ever going to happen because at the end of the day, I'm still a wife and I'm still a mom. So it's never going to happen. They will bring me, you know what roommate number 3 said? He was pissed off at me because I would not give him something that he wanted. Or I think I said, okay, that's enough screen time. I was being a mom. And so I was like, all right, let's do this. And I was talking to my husband, and roommate number 2 or 3 whips his head around. He's like, nobody cares about your TikToks, Mom. I was like, Shots fired. Shots fired.
Wow.
They are my kids. They are my kids.
Oh, dang. He had that one in the can waiting to fire that one off.
Yeah. And yesterday, roommate number 2 ended up getting the upgrade for the closed captions. And he's like, look what I got, Mom. I got closed captions. I was like, why? You don't even create content. What the fuck is this? For an hour, he ragged on me. He's like, I can create captions and you can't. That really happened yesterday. That's what happened in my house.
Your roommates rag on you like crazy. What does roommate number 1 feel about, 1.7 million followers and all the clout you're getting?
I try to get him to wear my merch to school. He doesn't. I'm like, you're fired. No, he doesn't care. I think that's the best part is like, we're just amazed that all these, like I said earlier, like you see a number, but you don't realize how many people it is until you're like, oh, that's the city of Manhattan. Then you're like, God, Jesus, oh my God, that's too many people. They don't. And yeah. They have predicted by end of April is when we will hit 2 million. And I'm like, guys, I don't know what math you're doing, but this is putting a lot of pressure on Mom, okay?
So let's think. Now, when I first contacted you was back in February. I'm going to tell everybody now, we've been trying to schedule this thing. At that time, I think you were only at like 600,000 followers. And it was low. It was not low, but it was not compared to 1.7. You had not broken the 1 million mark before I had contacted you.
No, I think when you contacted me, I was in that, like, I was getting 100,000 every week, and every week we were like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, we were shocked. Every week we're like, this is crazy. Who are all these people?
And now, like, I bet you'll break the 2 million mark before it. I mean, it's only the 15th. We're only halfway through. Like, yeah. I won't be surprised. But, at the end of the day, like, you're probably going to have like 10 million, honestly, at the end of it. And that goes to my next, I guess, question/comment, which is, like, I think it's awesome that a woman of color is a comedian and also controlling your content and being able to have people that are from all walks of life to come in and like be your support and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's so cool. Like, that is just like, even 10 years ago. I mean, yeah, there are women of color who are, in Hollywood and that type of sense. Even there, it's very small, but like, I think it's awesome. Like, it's so cool to see that. And also to see someone who's willing to do it with such grace. Like, a lot of people, they ratchet out here, man. Like, they're just out here just like, yeah, like, I'm balling, drinking Chardonnay every day, and like all that kind of stuff. So it's good. Like, it's
I can guarantee you, and my husband, my forever PP, hates it. He's like, can you just like dress a little bit better? I'm like, why?
Oh my God.
He will tell me. He's like, can you be okay? So we all know how I dress. We've seen full body videos.
What is the problem?
I'm in sweats. I'm like, if I have to go out, I will put a nice shirt on. If I have to go into the office, I'll put a nice shirt on. Like I had on yesterday, and that's fine. But like, I washed my hair for you, okay? Okay, Rebecca. I put makeup on for you, Rebecca.
I feel so honored. I really do. Like, the hair's down. I don't even have the bun. It's washed. Like, at the end of the day, I would basically best friends. Like,
no, it's. Wow. I'm like, I love seeing, like, I like when people have profile pictures because I get to see what type of person is following me, so I can kind of tell who it is or whatever. But it's amazing, like, how many different types of people do like my content. Like, I know a good majority of my content is they're white Americans, and it is what it is. Like, you can't get away from that, right? And so why am I going to be like, no, I don't want white people following me? I'm like, who the hell are you to say who could follow you and who can't? Like, get over yourself. Like,
if you had made that video, you'd be like, I would only like women of color to follow me. Everyone else
I only want POCs to follow me. Okay. Yeah. And then my gays. Like, what? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Again, it's, I know, like, on TikTok itself, I don't have too many Indian or like Asian followers. I think I do, but not as many as I do like in Instagram and stuff. And I think that just has to do with like I'm an older person, right? Like I'm not in my 20s, I'm in my 40s. And so I speak to a 40-year-old, and a lot of 40-year-olds are still in Instagram and Facebook. And so there's only a handful of them that are in TikTok. And so that's why, like, if you follow me on all three platforms, the three major ones that I'm on, that's why you'll see a lot of my content is the same, is because I know there's a lot of people in Facebook who are not in TikTok. There's a lot of people who are in Instagram who are not in TikTok. And so whatever does really well, I'll repost it in Instagram and I'll repost it on Facebook, because I want those people to still support me, you know, like that's why it's some of my content is the same across the board. It's not because I don't have ideas. I have ideas. I know that a lot of my people are in those different buckets. And so I'm trying to make it so that everybody sees everything. And it's like, if you don't like it, you could just scroll on by, like,
mm-hmm.
You know.
You make what you make, like the content that you make. And that's, I mean, but that's what I think got you your organic following. Like you aren't out here pandering, so that way you don't have just, I mean, there's so many, these young kids on TikTok be out here just only pandering to one demographic. And I'm just like, like literally calling them out. And I'm like, dude, it's rude, man.
Yeah. Like, again, you know, I see those videos and I'm just like, okay, let's move on by, because I have nothing nice to say to you. Like, I have strong opinions too, obviously, but as an older person, I feel like I have a good handle on when I should say them and when I shouldn't. Now, there are some people who are the same age as me who don't have a good handle on that, and I'm like, your phone should be taken away from you. You need a mom, and they need to take the phone away. I could do that for you, but I don't think you'll like it, because I will take your charger and throw it in the toilet. That's what will happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you're right. Some people do need to have that done, because honestly, like, there are some people on there. I mean, and it's so funny because I think you made a video about it, which is not even on the list of stuff I want to talk to you about. But the Montero video where you made the video about Lil Nas, I'm just like, it amazes me how many people are so upset about this. I'm just like, we got people dying in the streets every day in this country, and we talking about this? Like, what?
Like, there's a reason why he made that video, is because of personal experiences. And it's like, if you can't respect his personal experiences, and just, again, going back to, if it doesn't apply to you, move on. Like, you know, if you're not pregnant, and that same day, so the day that I saw all those Lil Nas, like, people fighting and getting upset about his video and whatever, I'm like, no one's making you watch this. No one is taping your eyelids open and making you watch this at gunpoint. You could just scroll on by. If you don't like it, tell your kid, like, you are responsible for your own human beings. That is it. You're not responsible for anybody else's human beings. And the same day, you know, I follow a couple of ladies who were pregnant, and they were getting flack about what like name they had picked for their kids. And I was like, bitch, like, that triggered me to the point where that's why I made that video. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it, you know. And I got to the point where I'm just like, this has nothing to do with you. They are choosing to share the name of their unborn child with you because they're excited about that name. If you don't like it, just say congratulations and move on. No one is paying you to say, I wouldn't pick that name, but good for you. The butt negates everything. The butt negates everything. And it's not even a good butt. It's just like tops. That's what that is.
Just like tops.
Circle back to like tops. You know what I mean?
Full circle.
I don't see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I could literally just go on stage and start talking about something, and 10 minutes will go by and I won't even know what I said. Like, that's why I feel strongly that I could do stand-up comedy and it's not even a big deal.
So do you have a date yet? Do you have a place set and all that kind of stuff? Or are you still working on that?
I'm still working on it, just because, like, I want to be comfortable with, like, how everything's going to be opening up this summer with the pandemic and stuff. And so that's why I haven't really, like, set anything in stone right now. But I think my husband and I were talking, we might, like, schedule, like, in June or July, like, a meet and greet for people who are here in, like, the Chicago area, because a lot of people have asked about that. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, like, maybe it's just, like, at a park district somewhere. I don't know. You're not coming to my house. Like,
exactly. Where are you going to have that at? A McDonald's?
Well, exactly. Like, if we're still in like this situation where restaurants or bars can only have like 20% capacity, I have to wait until summer. So we're trying to like just see what the whole COVID situation is before like I set anything in stone. So, but I've like listed out all the places that do open mic night in the Chicago area. So like I can call them as soon as I'm like, let's do this.
Oh, that's cool. Let's do this. I don't know. That was you literally said,
I would probably walk up on stage and be like, all you people came to see me do this. I could do the robot for you. Beep, boop,
I have a
boop.
tip jar.
I do my own sound effects. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
And 10 minutes is gone.
Exactly. You know, for Ellen DeGeneres' first open mic night, you know what she did because she was so nervous? She went and got a hamburger and she ate that hamburger on stage for 10 minutes. And she kept saying, hold on. And then she would take another bite and hold on, guys. Wait. Yeah.
Is that on? Can you find that on YouTube? Is that on YouTube? Please tell me it is. I want to watch it now. How did you know that? That's amazing.
We have XM radio. XM? Sirius, yes. I don't even know what it's called. But they have the comedy stations, and so that's what I listen to like whenever I would go to work. And they were talking about that on one of the comedy stations, and I was like, huh.
That's so
I never knew that.
So now you have material. Now you're like, I'm gonna go buy a hamburger.
No, I just need to do this on stage with like deer and headlights and just beep boop beep boop.
Oh my god. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then we're gonna play a game, and then I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
All this we've talked about. What is the one thing that you feel like at the end of your life, and it's a very existential question, at the end of your life and you're just like, I've left my fingerprint on the world, like what is it that you want people who view your content, know the life that you've lived, what do you want them to take away from the stuff that you've done with your life? I know it's a deep question, that's why I leave it for the end.
Just the fact that I was able to make them smile, that's it. That's all I mean, it kind of goes back to that, right? Like I was able to make at least one person smile, make one person's day better, even if it was for 5 or 10 minutes, but just kind of let them forget about what they were going through in that moment in time. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It. That's so beautiful. Now you're gonna make me cry on my own podcast.
Thank you.
Cry and laugh at the same time. Okay, so I started doing this podcast last year. I stopped after June of 2020 because stuff just happened, life happens, right? Mm-hmm. So the podcast that I did in 2020 in June, I would do at the end, I'll do like fire questions, so like cat or dog or pie or cake or whatever. It was just boring.
Let's do it.
You want to do that?
Let's do it. What? I'm ready. Okay.
Okay.
Get my chopstick.
So
okay.
Then I will do that, and then the game that I want to play at the end, we're gonna do it after that. Okay. So one, dog or cat?
Dog.
Of course, Nacho. Pie or cake?
Cake.
Car or SUV?
Car.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Why? Just because I'm tiny, that doesn't mean I would drive an SUV.
No, I'm just like, it makes me wonder because, like, you know, a lot of times it has to do with where you live too. It's a whole conversation. I'm not gonna I'm diverging. Okay. Designer bag or generic designer bag?
Designer bag. Designer bag. No, designer. That is my passion. That is the only thing that I care about in life is designer bags. I don't even care about my clothes.
Wait a minute. So you would go out in full sweats and have a designer bag?
What?
You would go in full sweats and then have a designer bag?
Yeah, that's my life. That's my aesthetic.
Okay, the next question, which designer is your favorite?
My goal in life is to have a Chanel bag.
Nice.
I've always wanted it. So I don't see, I'm gonna have to wait. We've had this discussion, even though I'm famous. I'm not. I'm not slated to have one yet. So I'm really upset with my management. So, like,
when you hit 3 million or 5 million or 10 million, it's like it's automatic Chanel bag. Like,
I hope so. Yeah. Like right now I have a Louis Vuitton bag and the only time it comes out is when it's sunny.
Yeah, rain can't touch it.
No. And if I'm about to leave the house and I get in the car and then it starts raining, I will jet back into the house and change my purse. No way. Not messing with it.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I know that I'm going to a baseball game with either of the kids, no, that shit does not. It doesn't the ball field. I don't care if it's no. That shit is way too expensive to be touching dirt.
I can't wait to see you with your Chanel bag. You probably will be like, it'll keep it in the dust bag as you wear it. Like that's a possibility.
No, that's extreme. That's extreme.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because people have to see it. I forget. People have to see the bag. You can't see it with a dust bag on it. What was I thinking? Okay. 2 more questions. Living your life on an island, but you have all the money in the world, but it's just you, or living on, let's say, $15,000 a year with everyone that you love, but you only have a set amount of time.
The second one.
I know you're going to say the second one because you're a good person.
15,000 is good enough. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But I'm saying, like, it's just you and your entire family and friends live with you. So it's like...
Yeah. Second one. Sure. Like, everybody I like? Okay, that's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your friends and family are going to be like, I love her so much once they hear this.
I hope so.
So they can get you your Chanel back. Okay. Final question. Chocolate? Okay, I know, because I know what you like. Chocolate that is made by say you're really rich and you can have chocolate made by designer people and whatever, or like it's made to what you like. You love this chocolate, and you can't have both, or Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cups. Now, this chocolate is being made by someone who is the best chocolatier in the world, and they know the type of chocolate that you like. But then there's Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cups. You can only choose one side or the other.
I love me a good Cadbury, so it would have to be the first one.
Really?
If you put Cadbury caramel chocolate thing in front of me and a Reese's peanut butter cup, I would go with the Cadbury. Cadbury just like melts in your mouth, and it's just so good. And it's just like I would like sugar beads for the rest of my life if I could just like bathe in Cadbury chocolate. Like,
so you know what that tells me? You're a woman of fine taste. That's what that means.
Well, I mean, yeah, put a Cadbury chocolate in my Louis Vuitton? Absolutely not. We can't have that shit melting in there. Because then nobody gets to eat the chocolate, and now my purse is ruined. Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
So when your followers see this or hear this, they're going to realize we've got to get her a Chanel bag, Cadbury cream eggs, but separated from the Chanel bag.
Guys, no, this year I did a really good job because we don't leave our house that often still. But this year, which is why I did a really good job. But Easter, those Cadbury caramel eggs.
And then you were just home all day.
Yeah.
Looking at them on the counter. I know. It's bad. I definitely got, what did they call it? Like the dirty 30, whatever the pounds that you gain for being in the pandemic. Like I definitely got that because I was just like, I'm just sitting at home staring at my counter in my kitchen.
The Corona 15. Yeah.
Yeah. Corona 15. Yeah. Okay. Last game and I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
So there's a 10-word sentence that we're both going to make. So it's like saying, like, I, and then you say another word, and we go and make 10 words into a sentence. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like creating a story, but just with 10 words. And I'll count them off. I'll try to remember what we're going to say, but I'm not making any promises. So do you want me to start, or would you like to start?
You can start.
Okay. So let me think of a good word. Pinky
is
tall.
But
she
has
a
big
Personality, and you have to have the last word.
And boobs.
And boobs. You're gonna add an addendum. That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so we said Pinky is tall, and you said butt, right? Pinky is tall, but she has a big personality, and then you said and boobs.
Yeah.
You know what? It's truth. There's no lie in that.
That's true. There is nothing incorrect about that statement.
Exactly.
You just have to own it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to deny it. I mean, everybody can see it.
Duh.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me, or what to talk about, or touch on anything before we go?
No, I just want to say thank you, and I'm glad that we finally got to do this.
Girl, it's embarrassing. If the followers and people who are listening to this and watching this only knew, like, it was bad. I'm embarrassed to even say anything, so I'm not going to tell the public. But
it's all good. It's not a big deal. Maybe we'll talk again, right? You never know.
We're definitely talking again, girl. We are definitely talking again. But what I do want to say, thank you so much for being on here and being so intimate about talking about so many different things and continue to making awesome content. And like, I appreciate you just coming on the show and being able to speak with me and being honest. And like, there's a lot of times when you talk to people that you don't know, you're just like weather talk all day. And, this was I felt like it was very connecting. So I do appreciate that. But I'm going to put all your information in the show notes. I'm going to link your, what's it called? Is it called direct link?
Yeah, direct link.
Okay, I'm going to put your direct link in there as well, so you guys can follow Pinky on her journey. I know for a fact this woman's going to be too hot to touch in like 6 months, so y'all better get on there now. Oh, I know, Pinky. I can see the future. You're going to be walking with a Chanel bag, and you're going to be like, Rebecca who? And I'll be like, well, I had my chance. I took it. Like, that's just...
You shot your shot, and you got it. So.
That's right. But now she doesn't know me. It's cool. No. But thank you so much for being on here. And, I'm sure we'll talk again. I wanted to bring you back on the show. Like, once I don't want to say 2 million because it's going to happen like probably tomorrow and you'll be like, I can't do this right now. So probably like the next time you hit a big milestone, I'll reach out to you. And if you have time, would love to bring you on the show again. And
I probably will. Don't worry.
Oh, you're going to make me cry 3 times on the show. You're going to make me cry. All right.
I do. It's what I do.
You laugh, cry, you do it all. But thank you so much. I'm gonna end this and then we'll finish up. But thank you so much, Pinky.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.